everybody, Martina here. How are you guys doing? It is soup time. It's cold outside. Winter is almost here. We had already a little bit snow and it's soup time. You know I love soups. I can have soups every day. It's good for me. It's good for my weight. It's just good for everything. So today I'm going to share my German potato soup recipe. What you see right now is I have 3 leeks cut up into small pieces and 1 medium-sized celery root with some of the stems and a few of the leaves. I gave it a really good wash and now I'm just dumping it into my onions. So the onions don't need to be really brown. I just cook them up for a while so they get a little bit softer and, you know, it just takes a little bit time, not too long. So I was telling you about soups. I love soups. I eat them all the time. I could eat them every day. And this potato soup was so flavorful, nice and thick. It thickened up later a little bit more after I cooked it when it was cooling down. It was so thick and flavorful. I loved it. As I said, I had it 3 days in a row. I was sad when it was done and I have to make it again very soon. The leeks and all that stuff, so I wait till a little bit more of the moisture comes out, about 15 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes. And normally German potato soup gets served with sausages. There are some amazing vegan sausages out there. My favorite is the Eve's Mediterranean sausage. I love that stuff. But I decided here not to use it. I decided to add soy curls later. Soy curls has only one main ingredient, and that's organic soybeans. So compared to vegan sausages, the soy curls are the less processed food, less calories, you know, all those kind of things, less additives, and I decided to use soy curls. Next time I probably use sausages. So I got all my veggies prepped ahead of time. This is one small cabbage or half of a bigger one. It's about 500 grams. I just want to add more bulk to it. And here I have my carrots. I added more carrots later, and in the description you see the final numbers. I also added more potatoes later. It was in the end about 2 kilos. I have a mix of potatoes here. Some I peeled, some I didn't peel. It really depends where I buy them first and what conditions there are. So then here I add more carrots. This time I was lazy too. I only used frozen carrots. It is so nice when you have frozen veggies in the freezer, because then you can always have an emergency meal. So now I added 4 liters of veggie broth and 2 liters of water, maybe 2.5, something in between. This is the biggest pot I have. It used to be an old pressure cooker where the lid and the handle broke, but the pot is still amazing, so I still use it. You need some bay leaf, nutmeg, some pepper, and you can of course adjust all the spices for your taste. You can always add more to it. Some marjoram. I have to buy more. I'm running out of it. I also use a lot of it for my no liver sausage. No, that's not a sausage. No liver pate. I think that sounds better. Ah, yeah, the German word for that is Leberwurst. Leberwurst. So, sometimes my brain is not functioning correctly. So give a good mix with all the ingredients. I added some better than bouillon paste a little bit later. I found there are more potatoes. I found my bouillon base in the cupboard and it was so dried out already. I was so sad. So I scraped off the edges as much as I could because it was really hard. I put it in my Vitamix, add some water to it and give it a good spin. So this way I had saved as much as I could. And then I added the rest of that liquid into my silicone ice cube trays. And here is the better than bouillon. So in the end I would say, I'm not sure what did I write down, 3 teaspoons of better than bouillon paste. You can always put it in a little mixer and mix it with water first so it's easier to spread out. And then you simmer this whole baby for about 25-30 minutes, depending how firm you like your vegetables. So here I'm just putting the rest of the better than bouillon mixture into my silicone ice cube tray so I can use it up for later. After it's boiling, put the heat a little bit down and just let it simmer. Give it some stir once in a while. It is so easy to do. You can add anything you want. If you're allergic to onions, leave the onions out, add some celery to it. It's so wonderful. You can add some squashes too, or some sweet potatoes. And I used the puree stick a little bit later. And you know what? You don't even have to use that. You can eat it as chunky just the way it is now. It's healthy, it keeps you satisfied. There's nothing better than a good bowl of soup. I know I grew up on soups. My mom made soups all the time, and now I think people don't do enough. They don't cook enough soups anymore. Added some salt, of course. You have to add some salt to it. Do it for your taste. You might be able to use miso paste instead of salt. That's pretty good stuff too. So as I said, simmer for about 25 minutes. Now I'm getting my soy curls ready. The easiest thing in the world. I don't use the large pieces. I break them in half so they're a little bit smaller because it will swell up a little bit and I don't want those large pieces in my soup. I would say I had about 4 cups. I didn't measure. It doesn't matter how much or how little you put in. And then I make my quick mixture. You need some tamari, soy sauce, or Bragg's, anything you have. Then I add a little bit of barbecue sauce. I just had some leftover in there, so I add a little bit water, shake it up, and add some barbecue sauce. Yikes. You have to clean the lid. Otherwise it gets so sticky and yucky. And then I add some water to it. No measurements, just do what you think. Mix it up and pour it over the soy curls. And you let the soy curls sit for about 20-25 minutes. You stir it in between so that everything is covered in the liquid. And before you put it in the oven, you can just taste a little bit if it's all rehydrated again. These soy curls are just amazing. You can make amazing sloppy joes from it. Put it on a bun. They go as a side dish. They go great in pasta sauce. There's so much you can do with it. And the leftover soy curls, the powder in the bottom of your container, you can use that in making lentil loaves. So always give a soup a taste test. You might have to add more pepper to it, or some hot pepper powder, some more salt. So you spread it out on your baking sheet, sprinkle it with a little bit liquid, and then you put it in the oven about 400, and you check after 15 minutes. You give it a stir after 15 minutes because you don't want the top parts being burned. You want it a little bit crispy but not burned, and that can happen very quick. So after 50 minutes you check it, and then you decide if you want more or you're done. They're fully cooked, so basically you just reheat them. You don't have to worry about cooking them. So my soup at this point is already done, and I was just waiting for the soy curls. Now I'm taking out the bay leaves. You don't want to leave them in. And then you use your puree stick. It doesn't look very thick at the end, but it will thicken up big time. And as I said, you can leave it the way it is now. I tried to get all the big potatoes a little bit pureed. You can serve this soup to anybody. Meat eaters, non-meat eaters, children, whatever, whoever. They will like it. I always eat my soup with a slice of bread. Sometimes I toast it. So now it's all done, and I'm just adding my soy curls. And then it's eating time, yay! If you like soups like I do, you're gonna love this one. Let me know what you think, how you like it. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Push the notification bell and push the thumbs up button. It is super important. I cannot state this enough. It means a lot to me, and if you have questions, put them down. I will answer them. And I am going to see you next week again, hopefully. I think next week it's going to be German potato salad. We'll stick with the potato theme. There you go. This looks amazing, and it was so good. I see you again. Have a great week. Take care of yourself. Tschüss.